Okay, now we will start to pass information to the header. That means, for example, we have a parameter username. This username is a string like coding Nick, and that username we will pass to the header to show this information. It's very easy. For example, we can say my user, we use the same name. That makes it easier to understand. And now, when we are defined the value that we will use to render it in the header, we can pass also include the information to the header. And here, I think I will show it above the nav, for example. And here you can render the username, and now you see we have passed information through the include to the header. This is, for example, used if you're trying to show that a user is online or something like that. Now I will style it a little bit more. That was the header. Okay. Now I will make it a little bit more interesting. For example, we don't have an array of strings, we have an array of objects. That means, for example, this object has a title attribute, and this is the thing that is important, and for example a color. And now the thing is how we can show the color inside of our template. That is done by using the keys inside of a style, for example, or I will name it color class. It's better because of usage. Then we can navigate with a CSS to design how it should look like. And the last line also should has the class red. So now I will create a new CSS file for the index. Inside that I will also use this file up css/index.js css. So now we also can use this loop but for example you can also use the page infos for each function where you get every element inside the page info array as a separate element, and then you can make a function to make what you would like to do. Inside the page info, we have the title that we have defined here. So now it looks like the same. Okay, I have forgotten to change the title of the last row. So now we have the same as we have before, but the information of the color class we have not used. So now I will create a class red that is used to design our elements in red. For example, I will give them a background color of red, a color for the text of white, for example, and make a margin, for example, that the element has distance to other elements. Then we have the color class green that has also the background of green, also the color of white, but for example only have a margin from the left. That all is not very important. I will only show how we can do this. Now we can say how we would done it in HTML. We can here tell red, for example. Now we also can pass information inside this kind of strings. That means if we are using this inside a string, then the information is also passed as expected. And now, ta-da! You can see that this element has margin left, white, and is green. This element has the class of red, has white text, and has a margin everywhere. That means here you can think of every space here is 10 pixels, and the second row only looks like it also has because of top and bottom, but if we remove this, you can see that the style of the second row is only the margin left. Okay, that's it. That's everything that I will show you to this module. If you have questions, you can ask every time you want. I think that's all you need. Thank you for watching.